What's up, YouTube? This is PodTech. We're doing part 2 of how to make a clone of a mold. And here you see the Dremel to edge out all the little blemishes and whatnot that came from the mold. I am doing a small sanding tool to make sure I get nice details on the small areas. Make sure you have a nice covering. As you see on the table and around me, there is plaster everywhere. Again, I use plaster of Paris to test out the making of the mold. The video is, of course, spread up. You want to go a little bit slower when you're doing it so you make sure you don't mess anything up. Now here, I'll go back to what I talked about in part 1, where if you have like any broken pieces, you can use this stuff I have here, which is the liquid nail. Again, it dries pretty good, but it's kind of rubbery when it does it, so just be aware of that. So you want to put some pressure and make sure you have enough to cover the item. And you see there. And I use a heat gun to speed up the drying process. Of course, you can let it dry naturally yourself, but I was in a hurry to make sure I get everything done for y'all. Do not get too close to your hand. The heat gun is very hot. You can see that the heat gun does not work exactly accurate. So that's why you best let it yourself. But also here you saw I'm drying off the paint I had done on another mold to make that paint dry a little bit quicker as well. Now this one here is all black. I use a black base to do it. I went back over with a second coat of paint to make sure everything was nice and clear. The heat gun does make it look like it's an ashy look to it, like it was kind of rolling dirt, like powder or something. That's why I went back over it with some paint. I got this paint from the dollar store. So I am just going back over and painting the item over again to not miss any spots that I may have missed. As you see, there's still some white that is showing on there. Now make sure when you're doing it to complete coverage, you might want to do like just the head or the body first and then do the other part. That way you make sure you don't touch anything that is already wet. Again, this video is sped up, so you want to be a little bit more gentle and slow down with it. You can see how I'm checking every area, make sure everything is covered. This process is actually pretty fun. I might do another one again if I can get a Funko that I can do a mode of to do a custom, show you a larger scale item. This here was just a super plastic I had extra of. Now this one here is one that I was making of myself. Now this is, if you notice, it doesn't have the ears on it. I actually molded the head to have a mohawk like I have. You see I did a couple different color chests on it to see how it would look. And the details of the skin and the hair. Now what I'm doing here, I'm mixing in coloring to get the hair to get just right for the side of the hair, to show like the little pigments of hair that's like been cut but not completely shaved off completely. I did a brown and a little bit of black mixed into it. It gave a great texture for the sides of the hair. I did, like I said, enjoy this process. This is more relaxing. A little side project I might start doing just to have some fun with. Now, even in the black mode I talked about earlier, it actually was meant to be turned to a Batman, as you see here. And so, again, he don't have his feet. And it was a black mode I did, so I had to put his feet on later. I'm doing the details of the belt now. I needed a thinner brush, actually, so I can make sure I can get more detail into the brush, the belt. The eyes and the mouth and the face is already in there. The ears work out perfectly with the Batman figure because it has ears, as you know, Batman. Had I had a thinner brush, the little lines on the belt would have been a little bit more detailed. I could probably put more design onto the belt. I'm just going over nice and slow, as you see here. Even though this video is sped up, it's a lot slower than what it looks like. Using the heat gun, like I said before, to kind of speed up the drying process so I can go back over items and make sure everything looks clean. And there's a kind of finished project there. And I actually had his feet there. I was working on them separately. I went to get some super glue to see how that worked. And put a little bit on each foot as you see. And slowly insert his feet onto his body. Use the heat gun to kind of speed up the drying of the heat, super glue. Now if you see, the super glue does work pretty well. You just have to kind of work with it. Anything with plaster is not very well with glue, I found. The liquid nail is the best thing I found that works. You can see how the feet still kind of are wobbly on there. Again, if you want to work on something like this, make sure you have a nice clean area that you won't have to worry about cleaning up too much. Use a tarp or something of the sort to lay down so nothing gets spilled onto the area you're working. Now we go back to my design of myself. You see how eyes put into it now. The head and the hair on the side, like I said, worked in pretty good with the blending I did. And I'm working on the belt of my figure. I don't know why I picked gray pants for him. I don't really have any gray pants I wear, but I did. I do have blue shirts. I like blue and black. Red shoes was kind of a standout color there. And there you can see me kind of detail this shirt to PT for Pop Tech on it. Again, if I had a thinner brush, I could do more detail. And we're going back over the Batman figure. And there you have a fine project. So thanks for watching. It's Pop Tech. Like, subscribe, comment.